do you think is the biggest misconception about healthcare in America today?
It's pretty easy. The biggest misconception is that by putting more money in, by building more hospitals, by producing more doctors, will change the health of the nation or of a community, and that's not it. People say, well, we spend twice as much as any other country, our outcomes are much poorer, therefore we need to spend more money or have a single payer system or a system like Germany. That misses the whole point. The answer to that, we spend twice as much and our outcomes are not as good, is changing behavior. And you change behavior the way people take responsibility for their own care to address issues like smoking or wearing seat belts or eating more healthily or exercising just a little bit every day, coupled with a reasonable investment in science, in innovation, in better doctors and better hospitals, but with the real brunt of healthcare being on the individual.
And I know that you focus on healthcare domestically, but also internationally. What global issue really keeps you up at night?
You know, it's interesting, and our panel today had a real global presence on it because as individuals, it's really by circumstance that you're born here in Nashville, Tennessee versus Dhaka, Bangladesh. Just the circumstance, but the issues are basically the same. It's behavior, it's nutrition, it's exercise, it's in part genetics. And the common issues, just a circumstance where diseases know no barriers, viruses don't know any barriers, they don't know the borders, are all the same. The challenges are all the same. The access issues are the same. The importance of prevention, of being able to control your own behavior, of interacting with a healthcare system that is reasonable, that's directed at your interest and not the interest of the doctors or the hospitals or the providers themselves. So the issues are all the same. The one issue that stands out is that we in America have a lot to learn from countries that are not nearly as rich as we are. In fact, to socioeconomically disadvantaged countries, because they've had to live in the past with much scarce resources. We're a rich country. We've had a lot of resources, so we can throw money at anything. They are not, and therefore every dollar invested in healthcare there, like in a community health worker, goes much further than in America. So we need to learn from those countries, like Bangladesh and Ethiopia and Kenya and Tanzania, places that you wouldn't think we would, the use of the community health worker.
Wow. Looking forward, you're a busy man. What are your goals for the next 5-10 years?
My goals are pretty straightforward. My whole life has been spent on healthcare and healing, and so whether it's in politics or in policy for 12 years, or practicing medicine for 20 years, or building great companies today that address issues surrounding health and disease and treatment and access, all of that centers around giving hope to people, built around health and better health, and establishing a culture that we each have access, affordable access to health care in a way that's meaningful to us as individuals and allow us as human beings to live more fulfilling lives.
Last question, what inspires you to do this? I mean, it's so noble. What's really driving you to do this work?
Oh, that's easy too. My dad was a doctor, and I watched him dedicate his entire life to taking care of patients one at a time.
He inspired you.
And so whether you're taking care of a patient one at a time, like through heart surgery, or being a political figure that has the health of the community, or majority leader that has the health of the country and interacts with people with HIV/AIDS around the world, it's all the same. It's health, hope, and healing, and it's centered on my dad.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.